Hey, what's going on, everyone? How are y'all doing today? Well, I know I'm pretty good. The weekend just started, so that's always great. I love Fridays because that's always the start of a fresh new weekend. And I can't care much for Mondays, but definitely the weekend's awesome. But I brought gameplay here today. Now I know it's not the best gameplay, but it was a really intense match. I really enjoyed playing this match. And I got back into Capture the Flag lately because it's really competitive. People are always running around. It's just an all-around fun game mode. You guys should really try it. I really highly suggest you to try it. But I guess a few things I want to talk about. This is going to be a really long video, by the way. And I guess I can start off by saying that it gives me plenty of stuff to talk about. So I guess I'll talk a little bit more about the gameplay. I'm using the Vector for the most part with the laser sight. I believe it's also the quick draw attachment and maybe, I don't know, grip. I'm not exactly for sure what I was running on this game. It might be the long barrel. I'm not exactly for sure, but the Vector is a really great SMG to use. I really like it. And speaking of SMGs, they're really good in this game. At least all the ones that I've tried, they're all really good, and they each serve a certain purpose. And they're not like, I guess, Black Ops, you can say, where there's pretty much only two really good SMGs, which was the MP5K, as most of you know, and the AK-74U. Those two are really dominant in the SMG class. Nothing really stacked up to it, at least in my opinion. I mean, you clearly could tell the difference between, I guess, how good they were in the previous Black Ops. But in this game, I love using the Vector, the MP7, the MSMC. I really started getting into that recently. It's got a weird fire rate, but I like it. I mean, it's a very moderate fire rate. It's got a pretty moderate damage. It reminds me a little bit of the MP5K from Black Ops. It's that really moderate SMG. It's not got the ridiculously high fire rate, but, very lowish damage. It's all around kind of SMG, and it really fits my playstyle, and I really like it, and I've started using it, like I said. So, I mean, you guys should try it if you haven't already. Highly suggest it. It's a great SMG to hip fire with, which all of them in this game are really ridiculous on the hip fire, especially when you get the laser attachment. And I guess I'll go ahead and talk about, the attachments for the SMGs. I'll talk about a few of them. So here's the deal. As you see me here switching to my anti-air class, I don't even have one set up for defaults. I really need to get one set up, but I'm actually about to prestige because I'm about to get to the highest rank tonight. So hopefully that'll happen. And yeah. But for the attachments, I only used a few on the SMGs. I haven't used all the optics. I pretty much used all the, the more physical, like changing attachments, like what is it called, long barrel. I almost want to keep saying heavy barrel because it increases its range, and that's kind of like the range proficiency. Of some of you don't remember, it's off of Modern Warfare 3. Very good attachment. At least for me, it seems like you drop people from a further distance, and it really just gives the SMGs more reliability. But that's usually what I generally run on that, along with the laser sight. And I try not to run suppressor on this game because, and I'll get into this later, but it seems as if for me it takes so many bullets to kill someone, but then sometimes I just get dropped like this. Just snap of a finger. I mean, sometimes, like I said, I can't react, but like I said, we'll get into that later on in this video again. And it's kind of a little bit of a follow-up to my first Black Ops 2 video I made. And I didn't want to try and come off negative. I really, hope none of you thought I was trying to be negative about that video. That was just my honest first impressions. Of course, they can always change, much like everybody else's opinion. It's an opinion, so I mean, obviously those change over time. And I'll definitely probably make another video, like my thoughts later on down the road, maybe, I don't know, 2 months after the games came out. Because by then they've released a few great patches, a few hot fixes, doing all that, and trying to make the game generally a better and more enjoyable game to play. But I guess another attachment I'd roll with on the SMG is quick draw. Now I know a lot of you are thinking, well, the SMGs already have a pretty fast aim down sight speed, and yes, that's very true. But you can always be faster. And the reason why this is because you die so quick in this game, so it seems, and sometimes it takes like it, way too many bullets to kill. I don't know exactly what the deal is with that. I'm going to look again more into that, and I'll get back with you guys on that. But anyways, faster is always better, especially in a very fast-paced game like Call of Duty, as most of you already know. I mean, this game's very fast-paced, and that's just how it goes. I mean, it's how it goes. So, very fast-paced game. It's not like Battlefield where it doesn't really matter, I guess, exactly how quick you aim in. And again, I'm not really sure what all there is to change that on Battlefield. But, like I said, this is Call of Duty. Everything happens really quick. And, you know, you see here they get the Dragonfire kill streak. I'm not exactly sure if he got that from a care package or not, but that little kill streak, it's a really randomized kill streak. Like, what I mean by this is, I guess you can say it can be really good or it can be really bad. It's kind of like maybe the helicopters from previous Call of Duty, the little 7 or 6 kill streak one. It can be either really good or really bad. Depends on if people want to shoot it down or not. It's pretty easy to shoot down, but the fact that if you fly up really high, it makes it really difficult to pop the shots off and hit it. But anyways, I've seen people get about 10 kills with those things, man. They're a pretty low kill streak, so that's a pretty good one that you could probably roll with. That's another suggestion. And again, I'll probably be giving out some tip videos that I think at least work for me anyway. So maybe I can let you guys try and improve your game and just try and make it all more enjoyable, because, I mean, there's no point in playing a video game if you're not having fun, right? Well, anyways, I guess another attachment I like to roll with on the SMG. I mean, if I honestly have to, I would roll with an optic, but it's really not necessary because the SMGs in this game, like I said, have a ridiculous hip fire. And even without the laser sight, the hip fire is amazing. Especially if you're not moving, which, I mean, SMGs are meant to pretty much spray and pray, per se. And, I don't know, they're just really good guns to use, especially if you're a rusher. They're more reliable than some of the shotguns in this game, too. And I'll get into that in a minute, what my opinion is about the shotgun so far. And again, I'm going to have to use the rest of them to completely formulate my opinion on the whole shotgun class in general. But I guess another one of my favorite SMGs is the MP7, and you'll probably see a few more gameplays of me using that, especially after I Prestige, when I really, you know, need to use the gun that helps me get ranked up. Now, I know a lot of you are wondering, when you first heard the MP7 making a return, you're like, oh my goodness, they're really going to bring the God SMG back of Modern Warfare 3. Not necessarily. This SMG is not nearly what its brethren used to be, I guess you can say. It's not as accurate. It does way less damage. I'm not exactly sure if they changed the fire rate or not. I can't really tell because of the way their new sound system sounds in this game, so it's kind of hard to tell. I'm assuming they kept the fire rate in the general vicinity of that, so that's okay. But pretty much the SMG is still really reliable. It starts off with a 40 round mag, and with extended mags, I think that goes up to like 40, maybe almost 50 something. It's really not worth it to get extended mags for me because the gun's already got a pretty over moderate fire rate. I mean, it's pretty high. I don't look up stats necessarily. I don't really care exactly how many bullets it fires per minute or whatever. That doesn't really concern me. I just want to know how fast it kills someone, and how much damage, you know, the damage output and the time it takes to kill them. You know, a few other not really too detailed situations, but you know, just something that you generally need to know. How fast your weapon can kill someone. I mean, that's really important. Like I said, the quicker you can drop someone, the quicker you can move on to get your other kill streaks. And hopefully you can win the game for you and your team. But, you know, that's enough with the SMG talk. I'm going to move on to the shotguns because I'd already told you guys in a few of my previous videos that I will definitely be giving my opinions about shotguns and be trying to mess around with them a little bit. So, the only shotgun I really have been messing around with so far is the R870. Now, a lot of you are thinking, you know, this shotgun, the crosshairs are really wide on it. And don't get me wrong, they really are. They're really big crosshairs. I don't know exactly why they chose to do that. I mean, it's still a great shotgun regardless if the crosshairs are large or not. The thing is I like about these shotguns in this game, if you had the laser sight, which it's steady aim basically, guys, except it's steady aim, except even better. Of course, they tried their best to balance it. I don't exactly remember the percentage-wise of how smaller it made your crosshairs or whatever from this Call of Duty and the previous ones, but, you know, as far as I'm concerned, pretty much it's steady aim. So enough with that. But when you aim in on this game, you know, I don't think it messes with your pellet size. It may even increase it more. I'm not exactly for sure. But I know it definitely doesn't make your pellet spread any wider like it did in Modern Warfare 3 for some strange reason, and they never patched that. I'm not sure if that was intended to be, but it was really frustrating because sometimes you really have to aim in to hit those quick shots or whatever. You know, it's just how it goes. I mean, if you use shotguns enough, you'll understand that sometimes you just got to pop a few shots off real quick on someone, and it just helps to aim in because you can be a little bit more precise because, like I said, if you're any more like a rusher, like if you rush a lot, you'll definitely understand what I mean by when you aim in, you're much more accurate. And that definitely makes sense because, obviously, ADSing means more accuracy. Hip firing, not as much accuracy, but it's a little bit faster, so I mean you do have trade-offs. But I guess that's enough of that. And I used I'm going to go ahead and call other few shotguns. I did try the KSG. They gave it a lot more. Like, they pretty much stuck with what Modern Warfare 3 sort of was like, where the KSG, where its starting mag was I think it was something around 12 or 14. I can't exactly recall, but it's definitely over 10, which is a really great mag size, especially for a shotgun. And supposedly it fires a slug. Now, when I first heard about this, I was thinking, great, they're going to have a shotgun that's got a pretty moderate range, and that's really cool. I mean, that's something new in Call of Duty. But in this, I mean, it still pretty much has the same range. I just think it has more range over damage, per se. I'm not exactly sure how that works. I mean, I'm still not exactly, like I said, sure how the spread of it works. Like, pretty much, if you were to take two screens side by side, and I mean, obviously the crosshairs are smaller as well, and it really does help when you aim in. Like, if you want to use the KSG, I'd really suggest aiming in. You'll definitely hit a lot more shots on target. But maybe attachment, like I said, I haven't used the KSG that much at all. I don't know why. Just, you know, it's not really floating my butt. I really like the R870. It's a really great shotgun. But moving back to the KSG, I mean, maybe the quick draw attachment would be great because, like I said, you want to aim in so you can make sure your shots are on target. Because it's a slug and it's not like the regular shotgun spread where it spreads out and you have a few, quite a large number of pellets that spread out and, you know, can kill your enemy. So if your aim isn't that good, well, there you go. You have a few pellets. You don't just have one bullet, and if you miss, you have to pump, and then, you know, you could really risk dying. But of course, that's how it goes. So like I said, that's a suggestion. Like I said, I haven't really played with the KSG that much. But I'm going to go back to the R870 again, and I wanted to make another mention that with this shotgun, and I have said this before, it has a higher fire rate for some reason. They just wanted to make it shoot a little bit faster than the previous pump-action shotguns have in Call of Duty. Now, I thought this was really cool because it really does help out a lot, especially if your aim's not that good, or let's just say you get a hit marker. It makes the R870 that much more reliable. I mean, because if any of you recall in Modern Warfare 3, sometimes, you know, the shotguns will get a ridiculous range, and you can get hit markers up close. With this one, you have less hit markers up close, but not as much at range, so it's more reliable, I guess, in the fact that within a 10-meter range, it's really reliable. And if, again, you don't get the first one-hit kill, you can pump it right out really fast. I mean, don't get me wrong when I say it shoots really fast. Believe me, use it and you'll definitely notice a difference between the previous Call of Duty's pump-action shotguns. They definitely fired much slower than this one. But I didn't really use the other two shotguns. I do know that there's the Sega 12, which is a Russian shotgun, if many of you did not know. FPS Russia, if you don't know who he is, he's a really cool guy. He makes YouTube videos, and he actually shot a Sega 12 shotgun in one of his videos, which is really cool. That's just a cool little fact that I knew about the Russian shotgun. But like I said, it's a really powerful shotgun. In real life, I'm not really sure how it works in this game. It acts really weird, but again, that's just how it goes. But I don't know. And then I attempt to use, and I cannot remember this name for this other shotgun. I'm just going to call it the 4-burst kind of shotgun. I mean, it shoots 4 shots, and then you take like a small pump, and then you shoot 4 more. It's a very high fire rate shotgun. I mean, it's okay. Like I said, I haven't used it that much, so I don't really exactly know. When I do, I'll let you know what my favorite attachments are for it, or what I, you know, like to usually run with as far as perks go, my setup in general with the shotguns. But it's a safe bet that I'm going to stick with the R870 because that shotgun's really brutal. It really is good, and it's very reliable within, like I said, the 10-meter range. And you guys should really definitely give it a go and stick with it. You can't just play like about 10 matches and put it down if you're just struggling. And if you're struggling that bad, maybe just take it slower than you usually do. I mean, like I said, that's just a suggestion. I mean, and like I said, I know I'm not no pro player. I don't know all the hiding spots or head glitches or whatever, and I understand that. But I really say that I'm a pretty fairly good player, and I kind of have a pretty general idea of what I'm doing, and I've just been with Call of Duty for so many years that I think that I can definitely hold my own, especially if it comes to a certain circumstance. But, you know, so I mean, anything that you can gather from me, any info at all, like I said, and it helps you and makes you have a more enjoyable time on Call of Duty, hey, that's just great. That really makes me happy. And again, that's all I'm here to do, is help and make sure you have a really enjoyable experience on Call of Duty, because Call of Duty is my bread and butter. I mean, I've started off on the Medal of Honor, well, even before that. I mean, like I said, I can give you another video about like maybe some of the older games that I had started on that were shooters or first-person shooters or just whatever, shooters in general. But pretty much Call of Duty is what really got me started on the online multiplayer experience. And it's really fun. It really is. I've had a great time. I've met some really cool people that otherwise I wouldn't have met in real life, I guess you can say, as far as in person. But guys, this video is wrapping up. I really hope you enjoyed the topics I covered. Feel free to leave some comments down below. I will see you guys later. I'm out.